ain't been the same. Things have changed, can I kick it? People acting different, so I ask, can I?
Kick it and go, kick it and go.
We'll slip on, spin, move, and zones, go. Off the sideline, a touchdown, I put on a show.
Well, later tonight, a November snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Carolina Panthers. This will make it into the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete. The former Pro Bowl linebacker Anthony Barr there to jar it free. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, Bridgewater. Oh, the ball comes out on a hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10.
At their own 28-yard line. His way forward for a couple up past the 30. Good, the ball carrier.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw, Cousins. Setting up the screen for Cook. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
A 1st down throw for Cousins. Open man here is Conklin. He'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On second down now, it's Cook. And for a second straight play, just nowhere to go thanks to this Carolina defense. 2 yards the loss, and now they go from 2nd and 2 to a tough 3rd and 4. Cousins from the gun on 3rd. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. A solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10.
Their own 32-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be set. Now, the first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. You got it.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Normally you think the tight end's going to be able to catch the football and handle that contact, but in this case, maybe a little too much target to hit. That one was timed well, incomplete.
Bridgewater, a play fake to McCaffrey. He'll look to throw. He's going to look deep for more. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Their own 30-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number 1 goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think
and that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead.
Bailey lining up for the
as a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post-route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will make it into the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
at their own 26-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And this is their third drive. Maybe the focus right now not so much on points, but getting their first down.
And when you start off a game, you don't even think that's an issue, do you? But you go a drive, a second drive, no first down, that becomes an issue. Now you got to think about, okay, what type of play calling do I have to do to get us in a spot to pick that first one up?
A little bit of space there for the first down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
From the 31, Bridgewater eluding the pressure right. And that one goes incomplete. He's maybe lucky it wasn't a fumble as he got hit as he threw it.
Another incompletion there. That's 5 in a row now to start this game. He's got to take a deep breath now, step back, shake it off a little bit, trust his offensive line, and hope that his play caller dials up something that can give him a completion and get him going.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35.
So much about offense is what we call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job of limiting that and keeping them from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. It'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They start the drive with Cook across the 30 to the 31-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. So a pretty early first quarter roughing the passer penalty.
Seems like the officials are going to let everyone know they're taking charge of this game. They're always going to protect the quarterback.
Cook following the penalty. Across midfield and into Carolina territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Eight yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Coming right, this is Cook on the toss play. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
Makes it 3rd and 2.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. To throw is Cousins. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he will have a Vikings first down. At least it appears that way. And he got it by maybe the length of a football. 3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That play could never get started thanks to the defensive effort of Shaq Thompson. Off the play fake, Cousins. Escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, here's Cousins. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Yetur Gross-Matos able to record his 5th sack of the season. Here's Britton Colquitt now as he'll punt it away for the second time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. As they take over. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
12.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. First down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
With the carry for
Brandon, we just saw the benefits of being able to run the ball successfully. They pick up 4 yards on that carry. So now if you're a play caller, you can do just about anything you want, but on the defensive side of the ball, you're scrambling a little bit. Now you're behind trying to figure out, do I need to blitz it? Do I need to pressure? How do I gain an advantage on this snap? Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
On third down, Bridgewater. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
First down, here's the run with Cook. They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
the ball carrier.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or also just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Two minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. On second down, it's Cook. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
The ball carrier. He was brought down by Kareem Martin. That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Cousins. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Dante Jackson It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. Tackle made that time by Anthony Barr.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
And he's got his tight end complete. It's Green. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on third down. Here's Bridgewater. And he finds a man. It's McCaffrey. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Play action now. Bridgewater. He's going to look deep for more. And it's intercepted at the goal line. The rookie Jeff Gladney picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Following the interception, Cousins flushed out right. Looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Dante Jackson picks it. And a potential turning point as he'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Interception. Here's Bridgewater. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. And now it's second down. Second down following the incompletion. Bridgewater. That's to McCaffrey, complete. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. And this is going to be no good. He missed it off to the left. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been
24.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. A second down throw for Cousins. Lets it fly for Thielen. And a third interception thrown by Cousins. Rasul Douglas picks him. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this third quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind, and we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry, we got you to start things off. You take it from there.
And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He was trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
After the sack on first down, Bridgewater. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw is Bridgewater. He's going to air one out for Anderson. And Bridgewater intercepted for the third time. Picked up by Anthony Harris.
Well, I'll tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is third down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down. Out of his end zone, Cousins. Flush to his right. His throw incomplete. Johnson the intended target, and now it's third down.
Let's go ahead and detail this situation here. Third and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
Lets it fly for Thielen. He's got a man. Complete. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. They took a real chance there, throwing deep from their own end zone.
Yeah, just think about it this way. If you take that shot, which they just did, you're giving those pass rushers an extra chance to get you. Your escape hatch behind you is gone because the end line is there. Yet at the same time, they took the gamble, and boy, did it pay off.
35-yard line.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Second and 8.
This will be a Vikings first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line.
And it's pretty evident when you watch how Minnesota plays, just how important Dalvin Cook is to their offense. A 1,000-yard rusher a year before, the first one the Vikings had since Adrian Peterson was dominating their carries. And having Cook in the lineup for the bulk of the season, that made Minnesota exactly what their head coach Mike Zimmer wanted them to be. A much more physical team that complemented their defense.
The former Maryland Terp, Jermaine Carter Jr. had the tackle.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Cousins completes it to the fullback Ham.
Cousins pass.
They'll get a couple yards on that one, and they're going to have a 3rd down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there you might out of a smaller back. Now they go screen. It's complete. Cook able to escape. And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Panthers 35. 18 yards, a big pickup there on 3rd down.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a 1st down.
Sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. He was looking for his tight end there, Kyle Rudolph. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Again, it's Cousins. And his throw here is going to be incomplete.
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the 2nd half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. So Cousins heads to the Vikings sideline, and on is Dan Bailey to try the field goal. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And this one is right down the middle. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That was about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive?
The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
On the play. Out of bounds. The offense retains possession.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Throwing is Bridgewater. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Abdullah to return. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3 except in certain situations. Trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking. And I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Play action now. Cousins. And Rudolph has it left side. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago.
A gain of 11 brings up 2nd down at the 40-yard line.
8 yards to go on 2nd down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Cousins, eluding the pressure right. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Cord Elder. Yet another interception. And I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it. And sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
A good pickup there on first as the screen pass gets him 8.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Throwing again on 2nd down. Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
The Panthers on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. From the gun, Bridgewater. Dancing to his left. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. The rookie Cameron Dantzler picks it. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
They had to put it mildly. Look at the lead. Look at the deficit. Trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right. It's going to take a lot for them to have a chance to win this one now.
The pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 43-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They run it again with Cook. Cook, a first down and more. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 23 yards the pickup there. I guess guess he was saving his best for last, so to speak. Longest run of the day coming here in the fourth quarter right there.
And that type of run makes for a better night for him and his teammates, doesn't it? To be able to produce this late in the game can lead to some big smiles and satisfaction in the locker room after this one's over.
That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And the Vikings are going to have a first and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last two plays. Escaping the pressure right. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. So a quarterback scramble, certainly a pass play, but he saw something, tucked it, and got in the end zone.
A lot of quarterbacks, when they scramble, they're scrambling to create more time to throw the ball downfield. In this situation, as you noted, he tucked it and took off. Great play by him.
Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
And a Panther first down.
Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Buying time to his left. Oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. Another first down, this time on a gain of 19. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. To throw, Bridgewater. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Incomplete.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5. The Panthers on 3rd down. Just one conversion and 8 tries, not good. This will be 3rd and 5. Complete.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Desperation time, 4th down, Bridgewater. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
If you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands.
And now here's another interception. Douglas picks it, and a return across midfield into the 46-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner,
under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Michael Pierce, in all of his 340-pound glory, gets the sack. Now, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Another try after the first down sack. Bridgewater. With the left side, that's caught by Moore. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. From the shotgun, it's Bridgewater. He'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down. Throwing, Bridgewater. Being chased out left. Oh, he just needed to throw it away, but instead, out of bounds he goes, and that's a sack. It's a loss of 11 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd and long. Bridgewater now. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. The rookie Jeff Gladney picks it. And the return will stop right around the 25. How about one last great play defensively, and that should, for all intents and purposes, finish off this shutout.
That's as good a defensive performance as we've seen in a long, long time. And I know as a team they will celebrate, but I will guarantee you the defensive guys, they'll get together somewhere and have their own private celebration. A shutout, that's something to be cherished.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they got the big lead here in the fourth. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. They go play action. Cousins. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Yetur Gross-Matos in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Third down.
So now after the sack, Cousins and the Vikings come up here 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Cousins. He's going to get this one down to Cook. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's Britton Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whiffed on it. Looking up into the roof, and he muffs it. It's loose. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. First down, Bridgewater. Flushed out right. And this is caught. I think he got that with one hand. 4 receivers to keep tabs on here. 3 of them to the right side on 2nd and 5. One last shot now for Bridgewater. And it will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
did enough, though. Did enough, but yeah, you're right.
Most games, it wouldn't have been enough. So they've got to go into the locker room and applaud their defensive mates and say, guys, you really carried us today. We'll try and get you back next time. But as for today, you guys were nails out there.
So for Minnesota, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the Jaguars will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Panthers, it was a win they needed to turn the season around, but instead they fall to 5-7. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in